Good day, ladies and gentlemen. We wanted to bring you the latest weather update today, and here we are, and we have actually spotted quite a few tornadoes touching down in the region of just east of the border of New Mexico and Texas. So we wanted to put together a special update because we did bring this to your attention earlier in a previous video, but based on the level and severity of the weather here, we're looking at between Odessa and all the way up to Brownfield, as well as Midland, Garden City area, Lubbock. The severity is pretty intense. We can see from the actual precipitation model that there's actually a definite spot there that actually shows the area. Keep in mind that we did have that low pressure system that was making its way further east. Initially it was anchored just around the Four Corners area by New Mexico, Colorado, Utah, and Arizona, and eventually started progressing. And we were watching it because we knew that based on the predictions from the National Weather Service that this low would have especially once surface heating actually set into play from daytime heating, that we would have some severe systems throughout the night. And here we are. We've had funnel clouds touch down near Lubbock. We've had severe thunderstorm activity with hail ranging from an inch to an inch and a half to 2 inches in some spots. And we do have local spotter reports on the ground of funnels that have actually touched down in the region near Lubbock with significant spotting of hail. We anticipated, based on the low level moisture that was actually being pulled into the system from along an outflow boundary, that there would be significant hail going into the evening and the nighttime hours. One of the main concerns that we have is, of course, visibility, because obviously we try to always let our subscribers know that at nighttime tornadoes tend to be the deadliest because of one key aspect, and that is visibility. Obviously during the day you're able to see funnel clouds actually touch ground, but at night the tornadoes can actually be very, very deadly, especially when the surface heating has removed any kind of capping during the day, and all of that kind of accumulates in the late night hours. And there are a lot of other elements that go towards creating very, very powerful tornadoes at night. So we definitely wanted to touch base. We did see also that one of the key factors in determining very, very heavy severe weather is the CAPE values, and we did see that ML CAPE values, convective available potential energy values in the region of northern central Texas were relatively high, 1,500 to 2,000 joules per kilogram. And we definitely wanted to create another update because we anticipated that the weather would be pretty severe. You can see from the radar the different spots. This was around 8 o'clock tonight, and you can actually see the different spots coming in. Very, very heavy near Abilene, Midland, Garden City, and then we can actually see several funnel clouds that actually were popping up along near Lubbock. As we said also, you can see the zone that's clearly defined on the radar, and that zone actually works its way from Plainview all the way down to Odessa. But primarily the concentration of all of the very, very heavy tornado activity is around the Lubbock area. It's also around Abilene area also. Plainview and Pampa area is being receiving a lot of significant weather right now. One thing we're tracking also is a movement of these supercells and tornado and thunderstorm cells, cluster of thunderstorms, and we do see it moving in a direction of Lawton and Oklahoma City. So that is one of the main concerns that we're actually having here. And if you can actually see the track of that very, very heavy precipitation event there right near the Texas Panhandle, and eventually that's going to be moving just a little bit, going to be moving through the core of Oklahoma. So we anticipate that there will be ongoing severe weather in the region of central and north Texas. Also, there's going to be developing storms in the region of Norman, also Oklahoma City going into the late night hours. We do anticipate very, very severe weather for tomorrow also. But we do see, you can see that hail size is like over 2 inches in some of the spots. And we do see that there are different funnel clouds that are touching down with spotter reports of hail along the way here on the Monday the 17th. But we do anticipate going into Tuesday and Wednesday that the weather will be pretty severe in the region of central Texas, Oklahoma, Nebraska, as that low pressure system actually makes its way further east. The weather ahead of that system is going to be pretty turbulent as it goes into the region. Keep in mind also that we take a closer look at temperature and dew points and also bulk sharing, and we saw that there was a lot of there were different criteria that show that there was going to be severe intensity of storms going into the late night. We saw temperatures ranging relatively high compared to dew points. Dew points were in the mid-60s, very, very saturated area, pretty much from Mississippi, the area of central Mississippi across to Arkansas, Louisiana, across East Texas is all very saturated with very, very favorable dew points, which is going to increase the chance of severe thunderstorm activity going into Tuesday and Wednesday in those areas. If we take a closer look also at the radar, we see areas even in Killeen and Waco, Texas, and just south of Dallas are receiving significant thunderstorm activity also. So it's not only isolated to the areas of Lubbock, Abilene, and Odessa, but also residents in the regions of just south of Dallas, south and moving into Oklahoma should be on guard going into the late night hours with this system as it makes its way into the Oklahoma along the border of Texas and Oklahoma. We also want to take a closer look. Keep in mind too that we take a closer look at temperature anomalies, and for the most part, combined with the dew points as well as the very, very cooler, warmer air contrast for different parts of the country, and we do have that influx of warm, low-level moisture going into, coming in from the Gulf of Mexico. Keep in mind, sea surface temperatures for the Gulf of Mexico are relatively warm. We're talking about the low 70s, so that is another going to be additional fuel for thunderstorm activity for anything that has to do with along the I-35 corridor, either west of it, which is actually happening right now, and we anticipate that will be shifting a little bit going into the later part of this week. More severe thunderstorm activity going into the end of this week. But right now we're taking a closer look at severe weather actually in northern northeast New Mexico, also Colorado. But primarily we're looking at radar here for the region of Lubbock, Abilene, and Odessa, and it definitely is severe weather. So we definitely want to make provide this update, friends and family who can stay ahead of the storm as this system makes its way through the Texas Panhandle, as well as transitions into southern and central Oklahoma. We do anticipate that there's going to be additional severe weather as the system makes its way east northeast, transitioning into the area of Oklahoma. But definitely the residents of the Texas Panhandle are not out of the woods by any means. Going into later on tonight, there'll be additional thunderstorm activity, additional reports of hail, and we do anticipate that there'll be nighttime tornadoes along the border of Oklahoma as well as Texas. If we take a closer look also, one thing we wanted to make a point of letting you know to the weather going forward for tomorrow. We're going to be taking a closer look at what will actually happen with that low pressure system and exactly where it is. We do see that it is transitioning. We can tell from the isobars that are on the precipitation model that it is affecting the weather. Exactly where it's anchored, we will know a little bit more information tonight, but going forward we do anticipate more severe weather.